Hi, picture this. You're about to undergo surgery. The doctor pulls up your MRI scan, except it's wrong. Someone tampered with your medical records, altering your diagnosis. Shocking, right? The result, that misdiagnosis could cost you your life. Now, a lot of you might feel, okay, this sounds like a Hollywood cyber thriller, right? Well, it's not. It's real. It's an active cybersecurity crisis in healthcare. Hospitals running worldwide Orthanc medical imaging server, and thousands of them are completely exposed to the internet. So today we are diving into the CVE 2025-0896, a new discovered vulnerability that lets hackers access, modify, or even delete the patient data without any authentication. So joining me is Mr. Souvik Kandar from MicroSec Cybersecurity Research Team, who has discovered this flaw along with his team. So hi, Souvik. Let's get into it and let's discover this flaw. So how are you doing today?
I'm fine. Hi, Shambhavi.
That's great.
So, just let you know that this is not just bad, the situation. This is catastrophic. There is
Okay.
no password, no encryption, no
Mm.
security in most of these devices
Yeah.
that are exposed online. And attackers can just pull, edit, delete medical scans undetected. And majority the hospitals are in Europe, Asia, US, etc. So this is just not just a data breach, it's a direct attack on patient safety.
Yikes. Okay. Okay. That's very serious, right? And
Yeah.
before we go any further, I would like for us to dive into this vulnerability. So, can we take a step back and understand what exactly is Orthanc and why do hospitals rely on it?
A great question. Orthanc is an open source medical imaging server designed to store, manage, and shared DICOM images. Now, DICOM, this is a protocol short for Digital Imaging and Communication for Medicine, is the
Hmm.
global standard for storing and transmitting medical scans like MRI, CT scans, X-rays, and ultrasounds. Hospitals and radiology centers use Orthanc as a lightweight, cost effective solution to manage the scans, especially when they need to store and share image data between different systems.
Wow. So basically, Orthanc is like a Google Drive for medical images, probably a storage system that, I don't know, hospitals can use to keep, share, or retrieve patient data.
Yeah, exactly. But here's the catch. Orthanc is open source, and Orthanc was designed to ease of access, not security. It's meant to help doctors, radiologists, and hospital system easily for
Hmm.
easy access of medical images. But many hospitals deploy it without with weak or no security controls. And in our research, what we have found is that before the version of 1.5.8 of Orthanc, it doesn't even have authentication mechanism inbuilt. So even the IT department of the hospitals wants to protect it by giving username and password. They can't before that version. So you can understand that this is a very serious flaw, and the hacker doesn't even need any hacking technique to hack into it. He just have to find the devices online. That's all.
Okay. Whoa. Okay. That's a huge problem. And because DICOM images aren't just pictures, but I believe they are full of sensitive patient data.
Exactly. DICOM files store much more than just images. They include like patient data, birthday, ID numbers, doctor notes, or scan history, or sometimes diagnostics informations.
Hmm.
So if an attacker can get access to an Orthanc server, they are not like stealing images. They are stealing a complete record of the patient. And worse, they can manipulate the scans. So imagine a hacker altering a cancer patient's MRI scan before treatment. So that can cause a very catastrophic consequences.
Okay. Okay. Okay, I'm literally getting chills thinking about it. Okay, so okay, that's terrifying. And I do understand that why Orthanc server is widely used. But what I do want to know is that how does CVE 2025-0896, right, makes it a cybersecurity nightmare?
Okay. CVE 2025-0896 talks about the version before 1.5.8. What we have found is that the attacker doesn't even need to know authentication, doesn't even need to know username and password to break into the Orthanc server, because what happens is that the Orthanc server are without any inbuilt authentication mechanism.
Hmm.
Because of that only, they are just one click away from breaking into. Like, you just have to open it up through a browser and you can access it, any data, anything. You can just delete, edit, and just upload fake data also. This all happens because healthcare technology prioritizes interoperability over security. So it just makes it easy target for attackers.
All right, all right. So, okay, all of this sounds very serious. If you were to put this for me, I would say in human words, something that everyone can understand what this exactly entails in terms of the impact. Can you share something on this with us?
Absolutely. Imagine a cancer patient undergoing a treatment,
Hmm.
their MRI scans getting altered to show no tumor,
Yeah,
and that treatment stops. But the cancer progresses. That is a very real life scenario that can happen. Also, this can also happen, like an attacker injects fake
hmm.
medical images into hospital databases. So, a breach in medical devices, it's not just a breach, it's a direct threat to human life, because it can cost lives, right?
Indeed. Okay. Okay, I have to say I'm feeling a little okay, concerned, worried, and probably a bit kicked down. Yes, just. So, okay, you know, um, having said that, now we have come to this level where, we have established a really innate and a good understanding of the fact that, a threat to cybersecurity within the healthcare ecosystem directly entails to the threat to a human life. So that brings me to my next question. Now, I would like to understand, is this Orthanc vulnerability, is it a one-off incident, or is it that, healthcare industry has been working on a, legacy technology or probably decades old technology to protect us from the cyber threats of present and tomorrow?
Yeah. Answer this question, that the healthcare technology, it's real nine. Most of the healthcare technology is running on legacies systems. Some of the technologies that uses protocols like DICOM, HL7.
Mm-hmm.
As I told before, DICOM used for medical imaging and it lacks encryption, and HL7 also like used for patient data exchange. It can be easily manipulated, and the final verdict on that is like healthcare runs on outdated tech that was built for interoperability, not security, and cyber criminals knows this. So if anybody wants to attack, they will attack, and like they can find the devices, they can attack, and they can like play with the lives of the patients. That's the worst case scenario that can happen.
My goodness. Okay, this makes me, this just gives me this thought. I have this thought in my mind. It's like, it's like this thing that, you have a situation of a war and you're sending like 80, 90-year-old soldiers to fight a war, which won't happen because on the other side you have soldiers in their primes. They are young and they have a better ability to fight you. They have a higher endurance. They are more resilient and they are more agile towards different sort of attacks that may, come toward them, right? So anyway, coming to the conclusion of this is that, I think it's not just fixing one vulnerability, it's about rethinking how hospitals do cybersecurity.
True, true.
So, coming to the next part, what risks are hospitals facing in terms of compliance and regulations? I mean, I am guessing, considering you have already found this vulnerability, there must be something, that might have happened in the past in terms of in the form of a cyber attack on a healthcare organization. And what I'm willing to essentially explore is that, there must be somewhere, it's mentioned that, okay, these are the laws, these are the regulations, these are the compliance. But the true question is that are they actually being imposed on the healthcare organizations?
Yeah, definitely. The countries are waking up right now, and they are imposing. There have been many laws regarding this, and compliances also. And breaking that compliances can have a hefty fine. It's like, for example, HIPAA violation is there in US. A patient that can carry penalties up to $1.5 million per incident. There is GDPR in Europe that can impose fines up to 4% of the annual global revenue. Also, countries like Germany, UK, Canada, Australia, India, and Singapore, they have strict regulations that mandating robust cybersecurity measures, and failing to secure medical imaging servers of the hospitals that can lead to severe financial, legal, and reputational risk. That's
So,
the thing.
considering all of this, you know, can you give me an example of an incident that might have taken place in the form of a, cyber attack on a healthcare organization and what was actually done about it?
Yeah, there are many incidents that happened. What I can recall is that, like, in 2023, a major hospital network in the United States was fined like $2.5 million under HIPAA after unsecured medical imaging servers that are exposing patient data become online. Not only did they face massive fines, but their reputation suffered a lot, leading to the patient distrust and loss of business.
I mean, isn't that the least that would have happened? It suffered significantly is, just like you're scratching, just scratching the surface. There are so many layers below this, which that's again my personal opinion here. So, all right, let's talk solutions. Now, if I am a
Yeah.
hospital CIO, CTO, what do I need to do today to, make sure that this doesn't happen in my hospital?
Yeah, the first thing you need to know is that
Hmm.
you don't have to do this alone. Cybersecurity isn't about patching a single vulnerability. It's about building systems that attackers can't break. Proactive threat intelligence, zero trust security architecture, AI driven real time defense, because waiting for an attack is, well, attack is already too late right now.
Very well said. So, okay, let's cut to the chase. So, I think it's been a wonderful conversation, but I want to know what's that one message healthcare leaders need to hear today?
So one thing I can say that if your cybersecurity plan is reactive, you are already losing. Hospitals don't wait for a patient to crash before putting them on life support. Why wait for a cyber attack before fixing your security? The next breach isn't about, it's a matter of it if, it's when. So secure your systems now, and patients, because patients' life depend on it.
Yes. So, and there you have it. Okay. Healthcare leaders, wake up. Your data, your patients, and your reputation are on the line. Fix your security before an attack forces you to. Souvik, my friend, thank you for the deep dive. And to everyone listening, stay secured, stay ahead until we see you for the next time. Thank you so much.